Oh, the joys of lorry driving. See, this is the worst bit. All in the yard, doing your checks, getting everything ready, and then you drive through that barrier, you hit the road, and you've got no boss sitting next to you.
That's it.
You're on your own.
He's looking at us funny, as if to say, what's going on?
Yeah, what? You've got something attached to the side of the lorry, mate.
How do we get out?
You wait.
Yeah.
It's how you get back in is what you've got to worry about.
Okay, I think I see. All clear left.
Yeah, good.
So, guys, shall we?
Yeah. Here we are in a 7.5 ton.
Yes, indeed.
A bit smaller than what I'm used to, but
Yeah,
still...
I bet it is. I mean, I got in this. Oh, this is even bigger than my truck at work, which is a 7.5. But yours must be a lot bigger, isn't it?
Yeah, well, that's where you've got. I mean, roads like this, I'd already be looking at that left-hand bend up there and starting to plan where my position on the road's going to be to get around without dragging the trailer up the curb. Because if I start over as far on the right, then I'm not going to do it. But if I start too far on the left, that trailer's going to go up the curb and you do damage to the curb. And if you get spotted by the DVSA, you can get points for that.
Yeah.
So it's all about anticipation, unlike a car, really, isn't it?
It is, yeah. You just got to read the road further ahead. You're in a higher position, which makes it a lot easier.
Does the same apply with this as well, too, with a 7.5 ton?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you've certainly got to take wider swings at corners and that sort of thing. And it's checking around all the time. You know, with most of my driving being in London, I'm always looking down here, just because bicycles, mopeds coming up your inside, you know, they're not aware of all the time of how, you know, if I'm in the straddling two lanes, you know, I'm more than likely going to be turning left, but they're not always anticipating of that.
And then you get idiots who like to run in the road, when there's a pavement.
Yes.
Absolutely no common sense whatsoever.
No, it still doesn't want to go on the pavement. No. That is just pure ignorance right there, isn't
but
it?
These are the problems.
No, I call it selfishness, because they don't want to go up and down. Well, that does not make any sense.
But there's the problem you're facing every day, is people doing stupid things.
So that's the tackle, really. It's obviously not navigating around people that aren't really giving consideration to lorry drivers. I suppose that's where some of the flaws start to come in, right?
Yeah, exactly. You'll find the majority of road users respect what you're driving, and they will try and help you because they can see what you're trying to do. And then you get the ones where, especially if you're going to reverse into a side turning, you position yourself, you've got your hazards on, it's obvious what you're going to do, and they go right up behind you. And now I can't move, they can't move, and nobody's going to move.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's a lot of that, I'm afraid.
Yeah, no, yeah, and I suppose that's it's the pros and cons of obviously driving a big vehicle, big lorry.
That's it, but I don't want to sound like I'm moaning about the trade, because again, it's a very good job. As you go out the yard, you've got your freedom, you know, you pretty much plan your own breaks. So if you want to sit there and have your breakfast by Stonehenge, if you're going that way, you can do that.
You can do that, yeah. You can't do that at the office, can you, at a 9 to 5?
Exactly, so it is almost like being self-employed, but you are working for a company most of the time. But yeah, as long as you don't do anything wrong, go by the rules, they leave you alone, let you get on with it. Try and deliver your deliveries on time. If anything's going to go wrong, phone the office, let them know so that they can tell the customer. Because a lot of your deliveries are time slotted.
Okay.
So if it says 1 o'clock, you've got to try and be there at 1 o'clock, because there's deliveries either side of you.
Yeah.
And you know, you could throw them out for the day, or the warehouse staff could end up having to do overtime because you were late. But if you let them know in advance, they can work around that. They can get another load in early or something, you know.
So there's lots of responsibilities, really. You know, you're not just delivering whatever it might be to, well, you're delivering it to businesses, nations, countries. Well, it's the backbone of everything, really, isn't it? And it's your job, really, to get it right.
I've picked up some containers where it's got, maybe someone's moving from Dubai back to England and their whole house is in the back of that container.
No,
you know, you're responsible for their personal effects.
Yeah, when you think of it like that, that's everyone's stuff, you know?
Yeah, that's it.
Everyone's items.
And they don't want to open the back of that up and it's all been shook about all over the place and broken. It really is a responsible job, you know?
Yeah, it's...
And it's not all driving as well, is it, Declan?
Oh, no.
You know, you have a limited amount of driving time in the day anyway, and you can be doing other stuff.
Oh yeah, I mean, I went to the Isle of Sheppey the other day and I said, how long to unload that? And he said, well, it's going to be about 3 to 4 hours. So I went for a walk around the Isle of Sheppey because I've never been there before, so it's quite nice.
Nice.
So I got the steps up, got to see the Isle of Sheppey and got paid for it.
Yeah, so you've been a bit of a tourist then, weren't you?
Yeah, don't be back, isn't it?
That's nice.
Not often.
I can't say I've had that luxury on
No.
recently, but
You sure you give me the right impression about RT driving? That sounds like a great job.
Well, most of the Arctics have got a bed in the back, so if it's a 4-hour unload and it's raining outside,
Just sleep.
then, you can lay in the bed and have a sleep or watch the latest episode of Peaky Blinders that you downloaded the night before.
Yeah.
So, there's plenty of pluses, that's what I say. You know, you can moan about a lot of things in the job, but there are lots and lots of pluses in it.
because modern Arctics, I mean, when I were a lad, when I used to go out to work with my dad, because he was an HGV driver, it was as basic as this, and probably not even as good as this either. But modern Arctics now, I mean, they've got it's like a living room, isn't it?
It is. I mean, in my Arctic, I've got 6 cupboards. I've got a microwave. I've got a fridge. I've got a bed. Yeah, it's got everything. You only wear your shoes in the driver area, by the way. You take your shoes off if you go to any other area in the lorry, because if you get a tramper who's sleeping in the lorry, that is his living room.
Yeah.
So you don't wear your outside shoes there because he doesn't want to walk around in your dirt and mud. You respect the vehicle.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, that is important. It sounds petty, but it's not.
Well,
really.
no, it's someone's living quarters, really.
Exactly.
And they've got to spend all week in that, or you know, how long?
Do you share trucks?
I do a lot of cab hopping because I'm a day driver.
Right.
So therefore, I tend to use what a truck is available. And normally, the truck you get on a Monday is the same lorry that you spend a whole week in.
Right.
If you're a tramper, which means that you're at the company's peril for the week, if they want to keep you out all night, they can, from Monday to Friday. Doesn't mean you're going to sleep out every single night, but you're available to sleep every night if you've got to go further. Then you tend to have the same truck all the time, and because that way you can put your sleeping bag in there, put your pillows, all your washing gear. Most places you go have a shower, so you've got everything in one place. It'd be too much loading all that stuff in and out every day, otherwise you'd end up walking around with your suitcases.
Yeah, I mean, the reason I ask is just to compare with our yard. We've got about 15 trucks, and we tend to have the same one, but we do share it. So I do a 4-on-4 off shift, 4 days on, 4 days off. On my 4 days off, somebody else is probably using the same vehicle I did, and it's, you know, we're usually opposing shifts, you know, so you usually get the same truck all the time. And similar thing, you know, if I'm starting off in 766, I'm pretty sure I'm going to stay in that one for the rest of the week.
It's nice to know that, because then you can leave your bag in there, you can leave your maps in there. You do have to carry quite a lot as a lorry driver, because remember, sometimes you're unloading in the rain, sometimes you're unloading in the sun, so I have to have your waterproofs, your shorts, change your clothes if you do get messed up, because it will happen. You know, you've got to have your gloves, your torch, because when you do your checks in the morning, it's going to be dark some mornings.
Yeah. So obviously you've got a day shift. I take it you've got a day shift as well too. But you can pick different hours subject to what it could be and depending on who you work with, right?
Yeah, I do as a day man, so the night before they'll tell me what I'm doing, and we pretty much discuss between us how long it's going to take, and I like to start about 4 in the morning, because that way you get away before the traffic and you're nearly at your destination before all the rush hour builds up. And I prefer that. I prefer driving on roads like this where they're clear. I don't know about yourself, Simon?
It varies. We've got sort of two. We've got an early and a late day shift. Early can start as early as 5 o'clock, as late as 7 a.m. And then the late shift tends to start around about 9:30, anywhere up to sort of 11. And then you're sort of then at their beck and call for 12 hours. That's how they work hours, and we find out the day before what we're doing, or the evening before what we're doing, so then we can sort of plan our own day. We're given timings as well on our jobs, but they're sort of not 100% flexible. We can never deliver early, but we can certainly juggle things around and plan our day, when we're going to take a breaks and all that sort of stuff, because
I do
breaks are so important. They've got to be adhered to.
Yeah, that is the one thing you've absolutely got to do, is stick to them brakes. Because if you get infringements on your licence, you get fines, you get in trouble. And it is for safety. It's to make sure you've had enough rest. I mean,
just an example of it. I'm looking now because there's a guy who's desperate to get up my inside, not taking into account that I'm trying to signal correctly and get in the right lane to come off the roundabout. He's going to come by me this side shortly, probably.
That's it. And he'll probably give you a little look as he goes past.
Yeah, little sneer.
And all you're trying to do is protect him.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I think that's the point that you're trying to come across. Lorry drivers aren't the enemy. They're just trying to get about their day, doing the job they've been tasked to do, right?
Yeah, as safely as possible and not harm anyone, and sometimes you'll approach a roundabout. So if I approached this in an Arctic and I was going on the right, I'd be tempted to take both lanes so that nobody can pass me, so that I don't squash them in the middle of the roundabout. You've constantly got to think for other people, and it might upset them, but you're trying to help them.
Yeah, but I see it as as a car driver. You see cars going on the inside, and you know that lorry is going to have to, turn in a little bit tighter to get around that corner, and then obviously it then blocks the car on the outside that is trying to overtake stupidly a lorry, and then it causes one big argument over what? Nothing really, isn't it? Yeah.
I mean, fortunately, I don't know about you, Simon, but I don't get many road rage incidents because people can't be bothered to climb that high to have a go.
No. They look at the driver. Yeah, they look at the driver and they're like, "Oh, okay, yeah, sorry."
So I don't know what it's like in the 7.5 tonners.
Well, it's similar. I mean, most people don't. You get hands and you get, I have to be careful of what I say. Not that we're record, but my cab is recorded both inside and outside. So
yeah, me too. We've got live cameras in ours as well.
That's becoming more and more. Yeah, ours are more and more prevalent.
Yeah,
it's a safeguard for everybody at the end of the day.
Yeah,
it's to improve driving.
I suppose with the live cameras, if there is an incident, your office can see immediately what has happened because they can just go back and look over it there and then.
See what's going on.
The only other problem is if you forget yourself and pick your nose, you're on camera and they know.
Yeah, exactly. They know what you did.
So if they all point and laugh when you go back to the yard, you know why, and they're not
having a little dance, then everyone knows you do.
Yeah, that's it.
I suppose the beauty of this is, there's a lot of flexibility as and when you want to work, unlike other jobs out there where you have a strict certain amount of holidays. And that's the beauty of being a lorry driver. Do you get that same opportunity as well too?
Yeah, I mean, because we do a constant 4 on 4 off, we're a 7-day operation. We actually do get a little bit of extra holiday entitlement per year, so we get 6.5 extra days than say the standard, holiday entitlement. that most people get. So we've got something like up to 6 weeks in total, rather than just 4 weeks holiday. And as long as you put your request in, I haven't had anything refused yet.
Yeah, we have
Christmas.
We have the opposite problem really because of imports. This time of year, when I say this time of year, coming up to Christmas, it's busy because we've got all the imports coming in for Christmas presents, Christmas foods coming in, a lot of fruit and veggies coming in.
Is it coming in?
It is now. It's starting to. So not as much as it used to, but a lot of refrigerated lorries coming in, and they can't let us have the time off at this time of year. You can understand it.
So it's, but as and when, if there's a quieter period for the Arctics, you've got a bit of downtime to use if you want to.
Yeah, they'll try and do it that way, and it depends on what you're hauling. So obviously, if it's building gear, they tend to be busier in the summer, so they like to take your holidays at the end of the summer.
Okay.
Because people do like DIY and stuff then. So it's all down to the company. Supermarkets, you find it very difficult to get time off around Christmas, Easter, all them times. Simon's trying to kill us.
Yeah.
No, I'm flying blind. I know I've got waypoints. I just spotted Cullen there, otherwise we would have been going in the wrong direction. I'm not using the sat nav. I didn't have enough battery left, so I knew I'd run out anyways.
Oh, that's right.
To be fair, I don't know Oxford very well, so I'm in your hands. I think I came through here, didn't I?
Did you?
I think I might have done as well.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember if I did.
So what are you thinking of doing? Are you going to do nights, days, tramping? No idea?
Bit of everything really.
What's it called?
I think
Tramping?
where did that term come from, tramping? Is that just a little nickname that...
Well, you live like a tramp. You live in
Yeah,
your
well, to
lorry.
be fair, yeah. It's self-explanatory, isn't it?
In the old days, they used to wear the same clothes for a week. There weren't no showers nowhere, and they used to stink. So
Oh, yeah. Well, there you go, yeah. Tramping,
you end up
yeah.
calling trampers. So, yeah.
Tramping sounds like fun. It sounds like, if you wanted to get away for the week and just not be at home, it just sounds, it sounds like fun.
It is good. It can be very lonely, slept in a lay-by, but if you want to go to Wales and Scotland and Devon and all the further away places, then obviously you're not going to do that there and back in a day.
No, you're not. But I suppose you've got European driving. You've done a bit of European driving as well too.
In Germany and that, it's nice.
I've been through here. I just realised.
Is it different? Is it different to?
Yeah, they drive on the left. There's one.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I know that. Good one. Good one.
I'll tell you what, it's easy to forget. And the signage is different. Speed limits are different. You have to know your speed limits in kilometres rather than miles per hour.
Yeah.
So find out the country you're going to. Obviously now we've come out of the European Union. The paperwork, there's going to be a lot more of that.
Yeah.
That's why a lot of people are shied away from it, because going across borders now is a bit of a nightmare.
Yeah. Just can't be asked to go through all that paperwork.
Yeah, and coming back, people jumping on and clinging onto your axle trying to get into the
I've seen
country.
some awful videos of guys approaching Calais and that. And they're just being hounded by,
By lorries.
Yeah.
No, lorries being hounded by refugees trying to jump on. I mean, packs of them, and they'll...
I've seen videos of it in the past.
Slow-moving traffic, they'll descend on a truck and try and get the back open and all that sort of stuff.
But the worst part about that is the driver gets fined. So if I came back from Europe and I had somebody even hiding under my windshield on the top, I'd get £2,000. I think it's £2,000, something like that. But the driver gets quite a hefty fine.
But it's not your fault, really. I mean,
no.
if you're a Brit and you've got a Frenchman, you can kind of you're not related. Do you know what I mean? But I suppose there are lorry drivers out there that do let people in, and in the hope that no one would get caught, and it's a problem. But I've seen videos of it, and a lot of the refugees, they'll do anything they'll if they need to hide under a wheel arch, they will. Under the side of the car.
Guy I know he did exactly that.
It makes you wonder what they're running away from to do that.
Exactly. Yeah.
People have a go at them, but Would you risk your life to run away from a nice life just to... You wouldn't, would you?
No,
So they must be running away from something
what have you got up
nasty.
to? Yeah, what have you done wrong? Do you know what I mean?
That's
So,
it.
Yeah, an old workmate of mine, he did exactly that to escape from Estonia.
Oh wow.
wow.
He did it twice because the first truck he got, he strapped himself to the bottom of, it wasn't going in the right direction because he wanted to come here. He realised it was going off to Poland or something, and he had to take his jacket off and flag the driver down from underneath the truck. I mean, and then he did it again and made it all the way here.
Wow.
That's incredible.
Yeah, extraordinary.
Some of them have been on some journeys, haven't they?
They have. They should write a book.
Yeah. Well, one of them will one day, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Make a movie about it.
Yeah, I've delivered to a fruit farm once, and the guy was telling me he opened his back doors and about 20 of them come running out the back and across the field.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that's
So I
not
said to him,
unusual, is it?
he said, did you call the police? And he said, no. He said, because I'd have got fined for every one of them. So I just let him go. But you're going to do that,
Expensive
aren't
fine, isn't it? Yeah, of course.
you? Let's be honest.
Yeah. You don't want to be responsible of that.
I said, do I phone the police or do I get a £2,000 per person fine? No, it's
Yeah.
all right.
Just go there.
On your way. But again, that's another responsibility. That's why probably you're not getting people wanting to go abroad anymore because of that.
No, because it's like, well, that's your. You can kiss your wages and then some goodbye, isn't it? Really?
No, absolutely.
Potentially a licence.
Yes.
That's the biggest part of it. It's hard enough to get that licence. You don't want to lose it overnight.
No.
Doing silly things.
So it's all about awareness, just keeping
Always.
your eyes open,
I
making
mean,
sure that there's no, immigrants or, cyclists or
Exactly.
people cutting you up.
Yeah.
but you take them three people walking on the right there, we've just
Yeah.
gone past. If
Yeah.
I was going fast in an Arctic as I was going past them, you create drag. One of them can fall in the road.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You know-
and that's a catastrophe right there, isn't it?
Exactly. I've had it where I've been stuck behind a cyclist on the country lane with a boot-along line of traffic behind me, and the cyclist is waving me to go past him, but I can't because I can't see round the next bend. And if you can't see round the next bend and you go past the cyclist and a lorry's coming towards you, it's going to be pretty catastrophic, isn't it? What the result is.
Yeah.
So even when people tell you it's safe, if you don't think it is, don't
do it.
Yeah, you do what you think is right, not what someone else thinks is right. Definitely. I haven't put you off, have I, with all this responsibility?
No. I mean, it's
Don't want to do that.
it's a challenge. It's a bit different to Euro Truck Simulator, I must say. But
Yeah, I'll have to have a go on that.
Consequences
one.
there.
yeah, have a go on that. It's on PC. It's quite good.
Yeah, I'll probably mess it up, but I'll give it a go.
Yeah, I've messed it up so many times. But yeah, put the lorry in its roof. But no, it's it's not just the size of it. There's just so many avenues that
Yeah.
a lot of people don't know.
No, you
But,
can-
but it's most of it is obviously basic common sense, but it's just things that you need to be aware of a lot more than, say, driving a car.
oh,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah.
And things will happen to you and you'll become more aware. I mean, there's a car about to come around that corner. Hopefully he's seen you. Giving way to you a little bit. There you go.
Yeah. So is a lorry as well.
That's it. And
He's made way.
he's
he understands.
see, he's pulled over, made the road a little bit wider. And that's what they do. Lorry drivers do work together a lot because we know the situation.
Yeah.
And another aspect of my job is that I'm actually customer facing as well. Because I meet the customer who's bought the car.
Yeah.
I'm still a face of the company as well. And now I don't know which way I'm going.
Right. It's a right.
Yes, yeah. I think so.
Yeah. It is.
So I'm representing a company and customer facing, and being a relatively new company, we've got a reputation to build as well. So you've got to believe in that company, have a little bit of pride in yourself as well. Certainly don't turn up scruffy and Actually looked at my boots this morning. I thought, oh, I need to give them a bit of a clean. You know. I remember one Trustpilot review saying, "Oh yes, the driver was fantastic. They were very well turned out." To be honest, I was expecting a scruffy bloke in a high visi to drop it off and give me the keys and say, "There you go, thanks a lot."
Yeah.
But you know, we this is pretty. We you know, we're trained. We have some customer service training. You know, responses to various queries and that. So you know, we've sort of it's a different aspect of my job. You know, I get to interact with people as well, and
yeah, us not so much. We tend to interact with warehouse people and things like that. But you know, you do go to people's personal places when you're doing house removals.
yeah.
But again, I always make sure I'm
HGV
smart and
drivers.
clean, because if the driver's not smart and clean, it says a lot about the company. You're right
Yeah.
about that.
Do that famous company that have green trucks, do they still wear shirt and ties?
They certainly do, and the
Do
famous
they?
company that wear the blue trucks as well, they have shirts and they don't have shirt and tie, they just have shirts.
Right.
But yeah, I think any company that provides a uniform, a lot of your supermarkets do as well. They do always provide enough uniform for you to clean it.
Yeah.
So make sure it's always clean, because I see some drivers in uniform that probably would look better with greasy overalls, to be fair.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes, I
But,
that's my workmates.
but you know, you're carrying expensive goods all the time. You know, there's no question about it. So
Yeah.
obviously, you need to. Your appearance has to be on form, because obviously, you know, for you it's customers. And for you it's businesses.
Yeah.
Even if it's a warehouse, you're still carrying expensive goods, so it's that bit of trust, isn't it? Because it's like, you know, if you turn up and you're collecting something, they're going to look at it and go, where's he going to go off with my stuff? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It does flag some questions, so yeah, that's important as well too.
I always think personal appearance is very important.
Yeah.
You know, when you go into a lot of places, you have to go into the office to check in and get your paperwork signed.
Yeah.
And if you go in there looking scruffy and that company have got customers in, or they're having business meetings, and then they see that standing in their foyer,
Yeah, they're going to
very
think.
good on them, isn't
No.
it? And you got to think of that.
Yeah. And the next time around, you'll probably be told not to go back to that particular depot.
That's right. And you get so many complaints back to your office. I'm sure they'll get rid of you pretty quick. You don't know, we'll stop talking.
I don't know. I've just hit the record, but
Oh,
it's
no,
gone on. Yeah, it's
did it
gone.
go
For,
off?
we can, yeah, it went off, and then I just hit it back again. But yeah, it stopped talking for a little bit. So.
Oh, we lost
It's
the
not-
way you're okay.
No, I'm
All
roughly
right.
all right now. I've
Because I haven't got Scooby.
No, I know where we are, but it's pretty round here, isn't it?
Another good thing about look, see.
Yeah, exactly. You go and visit different places.
So never more than 20 minutes outside of any town and you'll find something like this.
in the
Yeah.
countryside, aren't you?
Yeah.
And everybody says Britain's overcrowded. Well, they haven't been around Britain
No, they haven't.
because there's a lot of open spaces and
Yeah.
it's very nice.
Yeah, and you know, during the lockdown, you couldn't travel to other countries, but there's so much the UK has to offer. You've got the Cotswolds, you know, Peak District, Scotland, Wales.
Cornwall,
Yeah,
English
Cornwall,
Riviera,
exactly.
Canvey Island.
Canvey Island. yeah. Favourite seaside holiday destination resort. Yeah.
Yeah,
Actually,
exactly.
Clacton was voted one of the prettiest seaside resorts recently, or
Was it?
it was highlighted. I've been through it. It was highlighted. I delivered down there. No, I didn't. Yeah, no, it was highlighted as being, all right, not the prettiest, but a very attractive and unknown seaside.
No,
town.
Clacton's actually all right, to be fair.
Not
Just
Jaywick.
avoid. Not. I was just going to say Jaywick. Yeah.
Yeah.
There was a show on Jaywick, wasn't there?
Yeah.
Was it called Benefit Street or something like that?
It's, yeah, I think it was something like that.
Yeah.
It was dreadful,
Oh.
honestly.
I've been through there as a crack to show to my mate, and
Then you came out alive, well done.
Yeah, I know, yeah,
Milton
yeah.
Park Estate, no.
Milton Park to the left, yeah.
I think I'm a bit lost now.
I think we are going left. Milton,
You reckon?
yeah, because
I think so.
When
We
I
didn't
got-
come in this way, but
Yeah, but when I got lost coming in this way, I found Milton Park Estate.
yeah.
So I think that's right. Our coffee's going to be cold.
Yeah, it'll be iced coffee.
Depends where we go.
Never get caught eating a sandwich while you're driving, you'll lose your licence.
Oh, is that? Oh, is that bad? Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah. You might get away with taking a sip of a drink, but
I have
I
seen
wouldn't even
those.
risk that, to be honest with you.
I've seen those traffic
I've seen a
cops.
video of, and I think it's the Eastern European drivers. They've got a little cooker on the go here.
Yeah,
cooking
I've seen it.
eggs and
Yeah.
bacon.
Yeah, I saw one where a police officer pulled over a lorry driver and he's sort of got his knees at the wheel and he's eating a spag bowl at the
That's
same time.
it.
Yeah.
And you actually see that when you're in an
Yeah.
Arctic, you're on eye level with these people. And the police now, what they don't realise, they've got some solos, Arctics,
Yeah.
with video recording equipment, and they go out and because they're on the eye level, they can actually see you now. So yeah, very dangerous, very stupid.
Yeah, no, just, I mean, you know, your tachograph gives you breaks. Have
Exactly.
food, have a drink on your break, right? So,
Well, plan, yeah. It's all about planning.
yeah.
Everything's about planning. If you miss your breaks, it's down to you because you planned
Yeah,
it
it's your
wrong.
fault.
Yeah.
You know, again, the responsibility is on you. Man.
Plan your trip, I suppose, as well, too, you know,
Yeah.
stop off point, where to fill up, etc., all that sort of stuff.
A lot of companies have specific places they can fill up, so you
Yeah.
can't just dive into any petrol
No,
station.
because the fuel card only allows you to go to a certain petrol garage, so.
So make sure you know with that company, they'll tell you an app that you can go on that will use that company of their card, and it will tell you what garages you can
Yeah.
use. Yeah, but make sure you know that because you don't want to run out of fuel in one of these things. That's for sure.
No, you can't exactly push it, can you?
I think we might need some directions back. There's one of you. Have you got a phone on you?
Yeah, I've got.
Just do.
I'll just waze it quickly.
Yeah, or ways. Yeah. I think we're going in the right direction.
I'm pretty sure we are because I went through the Milton Road estate.
Right. I haven't come this way.
Yeah, we're 3 miles away. We're on the right
Oh.
route. Yeah.
And that's why Arctic drivers are better than 7.5 tonners.
Oh, here we go.
Here we
Speak
go.
camera.
Speed camera, right.
That's alright, the
Yeah,
tabs
you're right,
at the
yes.
back were closed, that one's no good.
Yeah.
You know that about speed cameras?
I've
If you
got
look on the
them.
back of them, they've
Yeah.
got 2 holes, and if the tabs are closed, it means it's full up.
Oh, really?
Yeah, if the tabs are open, then it's
That's for the
working.
Gatso ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and a lot of them out here are still them ones. There you go.
Is that one? Is that like the one down? Is it Long Road, Link Road, where, with the Gatso there by the?
Yeah.
That's always going off at any moment. That thing. I remember walking past it once and it just flashed in my face. Oh, blinded me for about 10-15 seconds.
Yeah, I wonder how they get on with that.
Uh,
There's one near where I work, they burnt it all out, set it on fire. Someone was obviously upset that
yeah,
day.
yeah. Someone lost their license.
Oh dear. Run out of things to talk about now. haven't we?
No, I know.
You've given us too much to do, guys.
Yeah.
We're not
I think
actors.
we've got enough. There's enough there, really.
I think so.
It's
We'll
left
have to
at the
let
end.
them to be the judge of that. Oh, deep cut left. Probably done a nice big circle.
Yeah, we're only 2 miles away.
Yeah. It says Milton Park to the left. So.
Picturesque round here, isn't it? But it's nice in the summer.
When you're sitting right up high, you can see over the top of all that.
Yeah, that's another perk, isn't it?
Yeah, it's
Well,
great.
that's the thing. I've discovered a whole load of things that I haven't been able to see at car level. Big old country houses I didn't even know were there, and sort of statue on the A3 I've not seen before.
I saw my old children's home up near Kelvedon.
You saw what?
I saw my old children's home up near Kelvin from the lorry. I've been driving backwards and forwards from Clacton for years and years.
Oh, I know
like,
where
to
it
my
is,
brother-in-law's. And then, it's the old Hammer House of Horror House.
Oh, right. I think I'm going
Yeah, just
middle lane here, aren't I? Yes. I'm in Milton Park.
Yeah.
Yep.
Left. Ah, yes, there we are.
Red light stop, green light go.
Oh yeah, I remember that being the driving test.
So it was on there.
Didn't want to mention it, but yeah.
Oh, but
I was like,
In here?
yeah, it's fine. Yeah, all right.
Yeah, we came over here, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, they're going to laugh now. Oh, got lost.
Yeah. Where have they gone?
Well, I mean, on a serious note, you get lost in a lorry sometimes and you can't just do a 3-point turn. Sometimes you have to drive a few miles, go around the roundabout and come back on yourself.
It's mental, isn't it?
Yeah, that's why you try and plan it as best you can. And if you're not sure, stop and have a look.
When someone in Fleet says to you, oh yeah, can't you just pull over?
yeah, you get that plenty of times.
No, you can't. Who's not a driver, by the way, who, sits there on the computer planning.
A lot of the planners come straight out of uni and straight into the office. They've never sat in a lorry. They don't know what you're facing all the time, and that's why they ask for unreasonable stuff sometimes.
Yeah. Had that conversation a few times in the last
Yeah,
years.
tell me about it. But you're at their peril. So Simon's going to be planning this. He's seen the cyclist, he's looking ahead of himself, and he'll wait till he can see down the road before he goes past the cyclist, not round the corner. Well, no, he's not going to get round the obelisk, so he's going to just have to be patient and sit behind.
Yeah.
And that's the way you do it. Unfortunately, sometimes you just got to get a bit slow.
It's not worth taking a risk, really.
No. And even if the cyclist tries to move over in order for you to get past him, if you think you can take it, you're going to wipe him out, don't do it.
No, I don't.
I mean, he's aware because he's speeding up. He might dip into that little side road for us in a minute. Some of them do, some don't.
Must be worse when they've got AirPods in their head, in their ears, because obviously they're noise cancelling,
Exactly.
so they can't hear a single thing that's going on. Not even a lorry.
No, so you've got to do it for them. And as stupid as they're being, that's someone's dad, brother, uncle,
Friend, yeah,
friend.
well, yeah.
And it's another human life, so you've just got to try and protect them from themselves. Like that lady who was running in the road earlier.
Yeah.
Oh, that was crazy.
Oh.
Wow.
There you go.
I mean, he's in a rush, but no need for that.
Yeah.
Well, I've been an idiot.
He's in
isn't
a
he?
rush
Yeah.
to jump out in the road
Yeah.
and do 20 mile an hour because that's the speed limit with cameras. How's that?
Doesn't make any sense, does it?
Not one bit. But that's what you come up against all day long. I don't get frustrated anymore. I just drop my shoulders, relax.
Worth it, is it?
I'd
That's
end up
the
having
point.
an heart attack in a week if I got frustrated
Yeah.
all the time.
Straight over.
It's not straight, it's right, isn't it?
No, straight over, because that's what the Santa did to me this
Yeah,
morning.
it is straight.
Oh, can you get in here?
You get him
Yeah.
through here, yeah.
I didn't know that. I came
No,
down here 3 times.
I made that mistake this morning.
Oh my
I kept going round and round and round, and then I looked over to my right and I was like, oh,
I
that's where
came
it
down
is.
here 3 times.
Or when you couldn't quite get through on the phone, I was to Chris earlier. I was in the car with him, and
Oh.
you mentioned the self-storage, didn't you?
Yeah, that's where I was sitting here. And then I went back out there and all the way down
That's
there.
where I
and
sat.
Ah,
Because that's where the postcode brought me here.
Right.
yeah.
And then
So how do you get in from here? Down the bottom?
I just drove down towards the bottom, went past it once, then went back round over again, and then I saw it again on my right.
Oh, that's annoying.
It is annoying, but hey, it is what it is.
Yeah, Yeah.
So that's why I often type in the actual address, because if you type in Rebellion Studios, it comes up.
Yeah,
it
that's
pinpoints you a lot better than.
Oh, Google will be your best friend in Google Earth.
Yeah.
Because I don't know about you, Simon, but in an Arctic, I will go on Google Earth and have a look
Yeah.
at the place before I get there. Because then
Street view as well is brilliant.
Yeah,
for
street
that.
view is fantastic.
Well, because you know what you're facing yourself up against, aren't you? Whether it's a
That
tight
route just
road
now
or
over that single file bridge, I just double checked that there was no width restrictions on that, and
because otherwise you're facing a problem. Yeah.
Yeah.
get round there.
Planning. It's all about planning.
Planning. I'm gonna go round. I think you can go all the way around the building.
Yeah, you can. Yeah. We're gonna have a tour around the studios.
Yeah. It's the first shoot I've been on, nobody smokes, which is brilliant.
Yeah, no. It's amazing how many people smoke in general, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
I mean, each to their own, obviously, but
Yeah, but I'm from an area where
Better
everyone
than it was
smokes.
there.
We used to be able to smoke on airplanes, buses, trains,
I was out with a
in
group of
theatres.
friends, on Sunday, and there was about 7 of us, and only one smoked. And I thought, that's
makes a change, doesn't it?
it just shows that attitudes have changed. I mean, I quit smoking a few years ago. Of that group, I just remember, I'm sure Chris O used to smoke.
Well, I've got a daughter with an heart condition, so that encouraged me to give up. It's a bit of a no-brainer, really.
Yeah.
Oh, my coffee's not cold.
See, I just never got into it.
Yeah, good.
Never got into that. Never got
in the
in.
hat. We just checked all the cameras were still on.
Yeah. Tom.
Cut!
Don't open that door, whatever you do. 'Cause
Cameras
it's
are all
easy to
there,
get-
I think. I don't think I hit anything.
Open the door.
Thanks for watching this video, and if you've enjoyed it, then please hit like and subscribe.